Hey guys, John from John Marie Headshots here. Today is my day 2 of my 10 tips in 10 days, and this video is a little bit different. First of all, I'm shooting it on day 1 because I have an incredibly busy day tomorrow. I want to talk about something that you don't really see on LinkedIn very much, and it's death, life and death, because it's all about mindset, and I have a very skewed perception on life and death. It doesn't really matter what your religion is or what your belief system is, or, you know, this is something that I've always kind of thought of around the whole situation, or the whole that whole kind of area, is that life is for it's for living and learning. Because when we're born, we learn how to speak and to feed ourselves, and we learn to clothe ourselves, and how to build relationships, and, you know, find a prospective mate. And these are things that we do as children that are taught to us by our parents. Things that go way, way back to when we lived in caves. You know, we were taught to seek out food and water, and how to build bonds and to live within our communities. And it's something that we still learn today. Now, we learn it a little bit differently considering technology's gotten involved, and that's probably going to be tomorrow's video. And as we get older and we have our own children, we teach them the lessons that we were taught, the lessons that our parents taught us and their parents taught them. And as you grow from a parent into a grandparent, you're now more of a mentor to the parents, to your own kids, as they teach their own children. Somebody for them to go to when they still don't know what to do, or they've come up against something that needs that extra layer of wisdom, I suppose. And I've had 2 people I know die in the last couple of days. They weren't very, very, very close, but I did know them well enough. And, you know, in death, we still learn things. We still learn from the experiences that we have surrounding death. I know my own granny, a number of years ago, was very ill in the hospital before she died. We had to learn, and our family had to learn, how to deal with doctors in a new way, and how to deal with illness, and how to ask those questions, and what skills are required to get her from the hospital to a nursing home, and from the nursing home home, and then back to the hospital. And we learned an awful lot about illnesses and about different things that were involved in her life at the time. We learned about things like peg feeds and things that you wouldn't generally know about. So one of the huge things that we learn in death is how to deal with death. So we learn ourselves from our experiences in death, that we learn how to grieve, and we learn about the processes that happen after death, and how to get somebody to a burial, and all these kind of who to deal with and why to deal with them. And we learn those things that we might be able to teach and help somebody else through their time of grief, when it's all on top of them, because we've been through it, and we've been through it ourselves. And again, dealing with sickness and anything else that's quite negative and difficult in life, that when we experience it to learn from it, so that when somebody else is going through it, we can help them. And that's just my little tip for day 2. It's more understanding and stepping back and taking another look. Even though you're having this negative experience, or you're finding it difficult, it doesn't matter whether it's life and death. It's pretty much everything that we do, we learn something from. And that's the takeaway, I suppose, for day 2, is that even though something might seem like it's a negative, or it's a difficult experience, no matter whether it's a work experience, it's a life experience, or even it is death, we still do learn something from the people who came before us, and the people who are dealing with it before us. And we're only learning or experiencing that ourselves in order to be able to help somebody else down the line go through something similar. So that's day 2. Thanks very much for watching the video, and I'll try and post again over the next couple of days on a few more topics. Have a great week.